Alright, this is the second video for the TS185, so we're just going to get right into it. So I'm cleaning the springs up here and the collars for the inside of the fork, just using some brake clean and a toothbrush. Pretty simple stuff. Using the seafoam once again, we're just going to free up our adjuster here. So here I am just using the brake clean, and what our goal is to flush the forks completely out. So I'm going to put some in there and then go up and down with it, probably 25-30 times each, and then just drain it out. And you want to get the color to the point where it's almost completely clear. Our first one that we did here didn't come out completely clear, but the second one, which I'm assuming is the one that didn't have the fork seal leak, came out completely clean. So these forks in particular have a drain bolt. So what I'm going to do here is just keep flushing it out like this. But then we're going to put it in the vise, which you'll see later on the video, and we're just going to cycle it through that way. But they're looking pretty good, if I'm being quite honest, and they're not as pitted up as I thought they were, so that's pretty good. But just keeping the parts organized and stuff. I tried a pipe cleaner, didn't really work. It wasn't long enough for the actual tube, but if you have a long pipe cleaner, definitely use it. This actual job wasn't expensive at all. The actual seals were $8 US, which is about 15 Canadian, and it took probably 2 days to do. So if you guys are looking to do this during the wintertime, this is the best time to do it, in my opinion. But just firing up the air compressor here. And here's that drain bolt I was talking about. So these came out surprisingly well for how old this bike is. And what we're going to do is just blast out all the brake clean, the carb clean, whatever you choose to put in there to, because you don't want any rust in there. Not saying that brake clean will cause rust, but if you use other things like spray 9 or water, that could cause some rust. So it's just safe to always spray it out. So when you put your fluid in, it's all the fluid. It's no other crap. Also, I'm well aware that these vintage bikes are very hard to find good instructions for, so that's why I'm making this video, because later I'm going to show you guys how to reassemble the forks properly and where to put all the parts, so that anybody referencing this can actually get some useful stuff. But here I'm using my little scope again, and the only thing I'm doing here is I'm just checking if the whole thing is dry on the inside. So I'm looking for any like water pellets or anything, and we're looking good. So here I am getting ready to actually install the seal, and I'm just using some, I think it's 80-90 weight oil. I could be wrong though, but you're just going to put some of this on here. People recommend grease. My opinion is when you put grease on a seal, it just all pushes off as soon as you put it on the tube. So this stuff's a little bit thinner, going to help lubricate better in my opinion. And I like to lubricate the whole entire thing, so any kind of rust from the top part there isn't going to hurt the seal whatsoever. So you just want to kind of roll it on. See how I did it there? And then you're just going to slide it all the way down. So there's two methods that seem to work for me when putting the seal on. So we built this little wooden thing that goes over. It's just 2x4s, and you can seat it that way. Or you can use a piece of plastic. And the main goal here is just to press it in even. So, because if the seal's off center, it could leak out one side or whatever. So here I am just basically doing that. It took quite a while. It was pretty annoying. And the whole thing was moving in the vise, so just keep that in mind. But you'll get it eventually. And if you guys go to test your forks out and it looks like there's an oil leak, it's nothing to worry about. So where we put a little bit of oil on before, all the seal's going to do is just push it up and make it look like it's leaking when it's really not. That kind of scared me at first, not going to lie, but then once I figured out it was just that, we're chilling. So now I'm just going to clean up my dust seal. And all you want to do here is just slide it on. It's pretty simple. But here you're going to see I just completely slip and hurt my hand and I freak out. But yeah, looking good. I didn't end up painting the forks. They're chrome, they look fine, so I just left them alone. Here I am just assembling everything. Show you guys how it goes together. So you got your big long spring followed by the little plastic washer there, then the smaller spring, And then you got your little washers that go in the end. So that goes on top there. And then you got your spacer. And that goes over the washer. And then finally, your last one goes on top. And that's how the whole assembly goes in there. What I recommend doing is, as you're sliding the pieces in, you decompress the forks, if that makes any sense. So, because everything works together, right? It's like a plunger. And you'll see it here. When I first put it on, put everything together, it starts to stick out a little bit. I'm like, what the heck? Like, it's not fitting. But you have to just play around with it and make sure all the pieces stay aligned. Because if you get something that falls in sideways, then your forks are going to not work properly. So you have to be really careful with it and take your time. With this bike here, it recommends 30 weight oil, but the closest thing I had was 1030. It's about the same thing, so hopefully it works for us. But 190 milliliters translates to the manuals recommend the spec, and I'll throw that up here as a picture. But yeah, just gonna fill her up here. But the only thing that was annoying was when I was pouring into the fork. It has no like air bleeder, if that makes any sense. So when you're pouring all this oil in, it's just going to leak out the sides. And you're going to see that here in a sec. So you basically just have to pour a little bit in, back off. Pour a little bit in, back off. Because if you do what I did, it's just going to spill it everywhere. And you'll see later that I actually had 25 milliliters extra to account for what I spilled out of the forks. So from factory, these forks were on the least stiffest setting. I didn't want to go to the most, so I just put it right in the middle. And we're just going to go ahead and screw that top cap on. But yeah, everything's looking pretty solid so far. I'm just going to use the 22 millimeter to tighten her up. So you can see, using the vice grips once again. And we're going to clamp it onto the fork, just like so. Rest it up against the bench and tighten the bolt. Just testing out the forks here to see if anything comes out, and everything's looking solid so far, so no complaints there. Now we just got to put the bike back together, but before we do that, we got to do the other fork. So I didn't record as much for this one, but I still got the important bits. So another thing I wanted to mention is before pressing your seals in, I always do this. You want to clean the area itself with a Q-tip. And then we're just going to use the same process here. Just oiling up the inside of the lip and pressing it onto the fork. If you guys are still watching, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave me a response down below. You know, tell me what you thought about the video, things I could have done better. And love to hear your feedback. But just using my little contraption once again, works pretty well. Looking back, I probably could have, secured the forks a little better in the vise, but whatever. And yeah, I got it all seated down, ready to go. Little rewind here. When I first got this bike, my intentions were to fix it up and sell it. But, me being a two-stroke guy, once I kind of fixed up the bike and got attached to it, it was hard for me to let it go. So we'll see how long I keep it for, but, maybe down the road my kids could ride it or something. But here I'm just doing the second fork on it, filling it up with the 1030. And this one went even better, but once again, we still spilled a bunch. So, it is what it is. And there we have it. Both forks are all ready to go. All we got to do is slap them back on the bike. And here's a little before and after. Hope this video gives you guys a little insight on how to replace your fork seals. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video.